this one's wife. Yay, go me. Home Cinea Video Analysis. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. What did you do over the weekend, valuable viewer? I imagine that there's a wide variety of activities undertaken by those of you who are regular viewers of my work. I'll tell you a little bit about what happened over part of my weekend. I had friends over for lunch, and we then, because we all watch football regularly, we watched West Ham United beat Newcastle United 3-1, but that was merely the aperitif for the main draw, which was Manchester City, as you know, my team, and we beat Bournemouth 3-1 in an excellent display. It was a good game to watch, and naturally satisfying as a consequence of the fact that City won and moved up to second in the Premier League. I can tell you what I didn't do. I didn't position a camera in the corner of my living room to watch me and my friends as we watched the game or at its conclusion. It wasn't there to record our activity, quite simply because none of us are arseholes. But fortunately for all of you, this one's wife just happened to have a camera set up so that you could revel in her reveling in victory in relation to baseball, which apparently this one's wife has been a lifelong fan. Yes, another instance of this one's wife sharing a sliver of her life by posting it as a video on Instagram. Now, I should imagine lots of people were watching the baseball game. I should imagine that many people celebrated the outcome, others less so, as their team was defeated. But I shouldn't imagine that many decided that it was worthy of slapping it on social media, but this one's wife did. Let's have a look at the clip first of all, and then I'm going to break down what's going on. Here it is. Now, the purpose of this particular video is to break down the performative narcissism that you witness in this video. There are certain takeaways from it. They're going to be addressed in a separate video, so hold your horses in respect to those observations. This is focusing on what's taking place. So first of all, we have the very fact that this one's wife has filmed something that's taking place in the privacy of her and Harry's home. The fact that she believes that people are going to be interested in a segment of video taken from a rather dull-looking cinema room demonstrates her self-absorption. Now, there will be some people that are interested to see this because they're fans of hers. There are others that are interested to watch it because they want to throw some snark in her direction. My interest is purely as a consequence of analysing it to explain about her narcissism. But the fact that she deems this clip worthy, or rather, let's go back a step. The fact that she deems what you see in the video as worthy of recording, first of all demonstrates her grandiosity and her sense of entitlement by virtue of her self-absorption. Then we have the fact that this isn't just recording it for, say, let's make a memory, but it was done specifically to enable her to then place it upon social media because, once again, her grandiosity and sense of entitlement, driven by her narcissism, tells her, record this and put it on your Instagram because the world will want to see what you've been doing. Thus, as you know, everything that this woman does, when it is linked to other people is about the prime aims. It's not here and there. It's not now and again. It's not part-time. I noticed on X that there were some individuals defending her by basically saying, well, all she's doing is just recording something at home. They're doing something perfectly normal. You're reading too much into it. Not at all. Those people don't understand that when you have an individual who has been analysed to be a narcissist, you are then able to see everything that that person does through the prism of their narcissism. It isn't the case that here, this one's wife is just doing something pleasant for the sake of doing something pleasant. She is governed by her narcissism all of the time when she's interacting with other people. It doesn't switch off in this scene with Harry and the other lady, who I think is Kelly Zaffin. It is governing her actions. It is causing her to act with due regard to the pursuit of the prime aims, controlling the intimate partner primary source, which is Harry in the video, the non-intimate secondary source, which is Kelly Zaffin in the video, drawing fuel from them and prospective fuel from the individuals liking and commenting upon the video. The possibility of management of her facade, which is a residual benefit. What stands out very clearly from this piece of footage is perhaps two things. First of all, it's been overlain with the soundtrack from a zoo. I don't think I've ever heard such ridiculous fucking noises being made by supposed adults. And it's so fake. It's so fake because when the clip starts, Kelly Zaffin's already got her arms in the air as if she's waiting for the filming to start. Harry looks rather perplexed, staring forward at the screen as if to say, why is this happening? And then, of course, enter the star of the show, the narcissist. Dressed all in black, she comes prancing on, looking like the goon that she is. That she is making her performative entrance. And she's got arms in the air, those oversized man hands, chopping the air like the pissed up ninja that she is, akin to the ridiculous appearance that she made when she stumbled upon some ducks one Easter. And she does this strange sort of tiptoeing action as she runs in. Harry looks across as if to say, oh, what the fuck are you doing now? And in she comes. Direct physical assertion of control over Harry. He responds, giving her fuel because he puts his arms up to her. Quick smooth of the hair, and then turn and making sure I'm centre. Bounce up and down, and then direct physical assertion control over the non-intimate secondary source. Harry looking over, thinking, hang on a second, is there going to be some girl-on-girl action here? I might want to get in on that. That would be cool. And he issues a little chortle to himself. It's utterly fake. It's completely performative. This one's wife thinks this is how you react as a consequence of victory. Leaving aside that she doesn't appear to have had much interest in baseball prior to this, what we're witnessing is this one's wife's narcissism causing her to behave in a particular way whereby she thinks this is what you do. And basically, what you do in her world is you have a camera set up, either an existing one that's there all of the time, which raises interesting questions of itself, see my next video about that, or you've set up a camera, set up your phone in the corner, and then basically said, hey guys, let's record ourselves celebrating this victory. I very much doubt that it's been placed in the corner and is recording throughout, and then she's extracted this clip. One suspects this has been done specifically, and therefore it's a case of, I've set the camera up, I'm going to run in, let's make noises like some demented zoo animals. Harry, look enthusiastic. Harry fails at that. And thus, Having set this up, this one's wife comes prancing in, and her friend are making the stupid whoop, whoop, whoop noises, etc. I mean, it really is pathetic. You've got, I'm presuming they're all in their 40s, behaving like this. Sure, if you're truly invested in a team, you'll leap up and give the get in and yes and leap about. And you do so because this is the team that you followed for years. This is the team that you followed when they were shit. This is the team that you followed when they've hit success. And it feels all the sweeter for it, for the lean days that you've experienced. But we know with this one's wife, she's a Janie come lately to baseball. It's hardly the case that she's regularly popped up as a pundit talking about what's taking place. She probably thinks the home plate is where you put a charcuterie. This woman has suddenly, as a consequence of the parasitic nature of the narcissist, decided, hey, baseball's cool, I'll be a baseball fan now. Character trait acquisition, which is bolted on for the purposes of utilising that in order to try and control people and draw fuel from them. In other words, it isn't a genuine interest of hers. It's simply that her narcissism has selected it in an attempt to utilise that supposed interest as a means to accessing control and fuel and possibly facade management. Thus what we get is this completely contrived situation of setting up a camera, filming for the purposes of knowing that you're going to put it on social media, and then clearly engaging in contrived celebrations, which I suspect haven't even taken place coincidentally with the event itself, but have been stage managed thereafter. I talk about this more in the separate video. But what comes out of all of this is it is fake, it is manufactured, and it is performative. And you all know the reason for all of this is because there is a narcissist in the midst of it all who has to utilise an occasion such as this in order to extract that fuel and to assert that control. That her narcissism just selects baseball as the latest thing that she can use so she can then film herself supposedly celebrating. The celebrations look manufactured. You can tell that she doesn't truly understand baseball. You can tell that the way that they are behaving, it's so forced. This level of enthusiasm, it's over the top for someone who doesn't really have an interest. We know she hasn't got an interest. She's not spoken about baseball previously, but now it's sport du jour. And therefore, because we know she hasn't had an interest in this hitherto, the way that she goes on with this supposed celebration is wholly demonstrative of an over-the-top response which is created by her narcissism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for watching.